Hey guys, Mike from Nerd Problems Gaming here, and welcome to Nerd Problems Gaming, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, I'll be doing a review of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so stay tuned. So the first thing that I definitely noticed with this game was the amazing graphics. Now, obviously it's come a long way from the original PS1 Tomb Raider, right, that was out, but even just seeing them progress through the different Xbox One versions, for example, of the new Tomb Raider game, I really saw a huge difference with that as well. One of the things that really stood out to me, it's kind of even hard to put words around, but I would see during the high-end gameplay sequences or kind of like the cutscenes, the movie scenes, not only would you just have like the great graphics of like the people and their faces and them talking, but you could even see the little tiny emotions that were portrayed through like their facial expressions. So that was one thing that really stood out to me. I thought was very impressive. On top of that, just your interaction with the environment. Like, for example, you might run into like a patch of mud, for example, and get mud on yourself. And as you're sliding around, you kind of see that your clothes get more dirty, more caked in mud. And so different things like that were really cool. And then also just exploring the environment. So a lot of the areas you're in like a jungle environment. And so just seeing like the intense sunlight and kind of the weather changes or the time of day changes, just seeing really the lighting of it was very done very well. I enjoyed that a lot too. So definitely something to check out if you like high-end graphics. Now, the same type of gameplay as the other more recent Tomb Raider games, and that's definitely one of my favorite aspects. There's different ways to play through the game, all kinds of different weapons that you can use and different equipment. So your play style can kind of vary from time to time. I know for me, I'm kind of more like to play that stealth kill version of the game. So I'm using bow and arrows. I'm hiding around corners. I'm blending into the environment and kind of taking out the bad guys via stealth kills. So I like that play style, but you've got guns, you've got machine guns, you've got the bow and arrow. There's a lot of different ways that you can actually take enemies out. And so that's pretty cool and fun too. And it's very puzzle based. So you're going into different crypts, unlocking new areas. And so there's different puzzles to solve. You have to get around the different areas, and it's, ancient technology basically throughout the different tombs that you're going through. And so figuring out how different mechanisms work, using the tools that you have, just really exploring the environment. It's a lot of fun. Another thing that they kind of added new to this game, to the series, that they have different merchants that you can go to. And so this is neat because you can sell different items, buy different items, get upgrades for weapons, get new armor pieces, different clothing. And so you can buy these things in this shop. And I like the ability to actually sell items too, because I'm kind of a hoarder, I guess, when I play these different games, or I try and not use, different ammunition, different arrows, guns, whatever the case might be. And so a lot of times I'll stockpile that different stuff. So it's kind of nice to be able to actually sell that to someone. And so it was very similar to like a Resident Evil 4 type feel, where you had those merchants. You could buy more ammunition if you needed it, sell different stuff, buy upgrades, different things like that. So that was kind of cool too. One thing that I also found that was a little bit new to this game is that they had different side quests that you could take part in as well. And so as you're exploring different areas, you'll run into people that, are running into different issues, and you can go out and kind of help them or progress in the main storyline. And so I thought that was cool. In the other games, there were different tombs that you could explore and find, but I didn't really feel like there was really just extra side quests that you could go off and do and kind of explore further. And so that was kind of a neat addition to this game as well. On top of that, there is a lot more equipment in this game as well. More guns, more bow and arrows, more machine guns, different versions of your axes. You've got different equipment that you can use, different costumes. So that was pretty cool to see that. On top of that, there's different bonuses that you get when you unlock new costumes, and you could also kind of craft the costumes. I don't feel like I remember that being a thing. Let me know in the comments below, maybe I'm wrong, but played through those other ones pretty quickly and beat those because I couldn't really put them down, just like this game. So, that was pretty neat, where you could actually craft new equipment and new costumes, and then they all had their own unique benefits, or a lot of them do. And so depending on what kind of play style you like using, you might switch up different costumes as well. On top of that, it's kind of cool they actually have some of the original characters, Lara Croft playing from the PS1 days, so her various skins and forms of that, so that's kind of cool. You could run around in basically PlayStation 1 graphics if you want, in the high-end scenery, which is pretty fun. On top of that, there's all kinds of different hidden tombs and crypts that you can plug into, which is fun. And then there's also different modes, like if you go outside of the main storyline game, there's like a challenge mode that you can do. So there's like a time attack version and a couple other different ones as well that you can do, and can kind of compete against other people and have your high scores posted. So that's kind of fun. You can do that more of the online play as well. I really like the story as well in this one. It's a lot of fun, and then it's cool because it really ties the 3 games together, the 3 newer games at least, which is neat. And then there also is some parts where you kind of go back into Lara's childhood and find out what happened there. So that was pretty interesting to be able to see as well. So that part I liked with this game. Also really just the history behind things. I'm not really a history buff, so I'm sure a lot of it is made up, specifically for this game. But just the feel of it feels like it's real. The storyline that they portray, the history of the ancient civilizations that they talk about, it just has that sense of realism. So I like that aspect as well. Now, if you're looking to dive into the series, I wouldn't recommend starting with this one because the story just builds off of each game. So you might be a little confused, some of the backstory, what's going on. Obviously it's its own adventure, so you could still enjoy it, but I would certainly recommend starting with the other newer versions of the Tomb Raider games first, and then work your way up to this one, because the story does build off of the other ones. Some of the characters come back, so different things like that will certainly make more sense if you've played the other ones first. Another big aspect that I like about this game is it has those RPG elements to it. So as you take out enemies, as you hunt animals, you're going to level up your skills. There's like a whole skill tree that you can level up and learn new abilities, learn new skills. And, I really enjoy that aspect of the game too. So I like it. It's kind of like where I maybe said in other Tomb Raider games I talked about, the newer versions, that it's similar to like a Resident Evil feel. So Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, that kind of third-person, over-the-shoulder type game, but it's more puzzle-based, and then instead of being really a survival horror game, it's kind of more of a survival game. So you're taking out, evil people that are trying to take the artifacts and control the world, destroy the world, different things like that. So instead of doing zombie hordes and various things like that, you're against the kind of criminal enterprise that you're going against in the game. So I like the RPG elements. The storyline is fun. The graphics are amazing. The sound effects are really cool too, very fitting. So just those things all blending together really make this a great game. So I'd highly recommend adding this game to your nerd library if you don't already have it, and definitely pick up the other Tomb Raider games as well if you haven't as well. I'll put a link in the description where you can pick up this game too. But let me know in the comments, do you like this game? Do you like this one the best, the worst out of the newer versions of the Tomb Raider games? I never really actually played the original PS1 and kind of the ones that came before the new releases of Tomb Raider. Are they similar at all, or are they totally different? They don't have the RPG elements. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear that as well. But again, if you got some value out of this video, feel free to share, and be sure to subscribe to our channel as well and turn on those bell notifications to get the updates of the latest videos we put out here. And then also, if you'd like to help us pick videos, help us get out content faster, support the channel and more, definitely consider becoming a patron of ours over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And then if you'd like to plug into our live streams and our Let's Plays over on Twitch and you'd like to follow us there, you can do so over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you more soon.